Hi guys, today I have an update for my Pan Those Eyeshadows project. This is a really exciting update because I was able to hit pan on 4 of the 5 eyeshadows I was working on last month. No, actually, I hit pan on 3 and I'm going to declutter one. So I'm gonna roll out 4 eyeshadows. So let me talk about the one shadow that I am going to declutter first. So this one is from Too Faced. It's the Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar Palette. The color I drew particularly is in the color Pink Sugar. So this one, when I first drew it, I was rather excited because I thought, look at it, it's just kind of like a lighter shimmery pink color, and I thought that would be really cute to use all over the lids. But this one just has no color payoff whatsoever. It has a very slight kind of glitter mixed within it. I tried to use it just as a glitter topper, but the glitter is so sparse, it doesn't really show up either. So I'm just really conflicted about it. I try to scrape off the top layer a couple of times. I don't think it's a overspray issue. It's like that top to bottom. And I tried to use it over cream eyeshadows, it still didn't work, so I'm just done with it. Some of you guys told me it would be better if I put it over a glitter glue, but I just feel if I have to go through that sort of trouble, it's not really worth it for me. I have glitters that work so much better. I really don't need to struggle over this one, so I've decided I'm going to declutter that one. I would just dig it out of the pan actually and just toss it. I'm never looking back, it's just not worth my time. Next, let's talk about the one shade I was not able to hit pan on. So this one is from my Too Faced Natural Matte palette. I actually drew 2 shades out of this palette last update. That was a small chance, I know. But the 2 shades that I drew are Lace Teddy and Risque. So Lace Teddy is right here. This one is a peachy kind of color. It's pretty light. I use it to set my eye primers all over. You can see it definitely has a very decent dip, and the dip is pretty wide, but there's no pan yet. I enjoy the color. I think it matches my skin tone pretty well, and it works the way I want it to work, so I'm not complaining about it at all. And this one, Risque, is another shade that I drew for this project last update, and you can see I was able to hit pan on it. I was actually pretty surprised by it because I thought this shade is rather deep. It's a matte color. It probably would take a little while because I know the matte colors from Too Faced are not the easiest to pan. So I was actually really surprised when I hit pan on it, but I'm happy about it. I'm not complaining. Since we're staring at this palette, I might as well just show you this one shade here. This is in the color Heaven. I use that as a brow bone highlight shade. It's just a bonus pan. It's not in this project, but since I'm using 2 shades out of this palette, I figure it would be just easier if I can use some other shades in here too. So I started using it since last update too, pretty consistently, and I hit pan on it, so that was a surprise bonus pan. I'm really happy about that. The next eyeshadow pan I was able to hit is from my Mally Muted Muse palette. Not many people talk about this palette at all, but I thought overall this is a really great palette. And funny enough, I drew a shade out of here, I think at the beginning of the project, hit pan on it, put it away, and then I was able to draw another shade out of here last month. Again, what are the chances? But the color that I picked last time was in the color Illumination. So it's this shimmery kind of peanut butter brown color right here. It's a gorgeous color. I use it in my crease, even though it's a little shimmery, but I don't mind it at all. It just makes basically any eye look kind of warm looking, which is something I prefer anyways. So I fairly enjoy that one. I know I was gonna be able to hit pan on it fast because all the shades in here are pretty soft. So it wasn't a surprise to me. I'm really happy I have pan in there now, so I'm gonna roll this one out and work on something else. The last pan that I was able to hit on is probably the biggest victory for me because this is from my Huda Beauty Gemstone Obsessions palette. I've had this shade in this project since the beginning, so it's definitely taking me a few months for sure. So the shade that I drew was this kind of deeper cobalt blue color On my eyes, it definitely looks purple. So this is what I have in my outer corner today. I just used it a little bit. You can see it looks much more purple on the skin than in the pan. I don't mind that. The color payoff isn't all that great. Like, it doesn't show up on my eyes ever that intense, but I'm okay with it because I'm still testing the waters when it comes to colorful eyeshadows. So, you know, I want to go slow. I probably wouldn't want it to be that intense anyways. And the pan is surprisingly shallow, I have to say. If the pans are any deeper, I probably would have to take a lot longer. So I guess it's a good thing for a colorful palette like this. For me, smaller pans actually work better. So yeah, I'm just really happy I'm able to hit pan on this one because this one is probably the hardest for me to use so far this year. And I definitely had to be a little bit more creative, think of different ways to use it, and finally I get to roll it out now. So now that means it's time for us to draw 4 more shades out of my collection. And also this is bad, I bought 2 more palettes from Essence and they each have 16 pans in them, right? So that's 32 more shadows in my collection, but they were on such a good deal in Ulta, I just couldn't resist, so I bought them. Anyways, my number right now, I have, let's see, 318 eyeshadows without pan. That's kind of crazy, but let's draw 4 shades out of there. So I've told you guys I always use this research randomizer. So it's randomizer.org. This is my preferred randomizer. So I put in the number and I want them to be unique and I want to sort them least to greatest and randomize now. All right, so those are the shades. I'm not sure if you can tell, but I'm gonna read them to you and put them on the screen. So the numbers that I drew were 150, 181, 195, and 234. So I'm gonna go find out what they are. Do you sometimes wonder if your randomizer is randomized at all? I feel I'm going back to the same palette again and again. It's weird. So let me show you the 4 shades that I picked this time. The first one is from my Marc Jacobs, the Vamp Palette again, because I worked on this palette earlier this year and at that time I picked this whitish cream color. And this time around it picked this reddish one for me. So yeah, it's weird, right? So let me give you a swatch. This color is beautiful. It's a little bit more on the burgundy deeper side, so it would be a gorgeous outer V shade. So that's actually a really good pick. It's a little shimmery and I look forward to using that. The next color is from ColourPop. This is from the palette You Had Me at Hello. I've had this palette for a couple of years now. I have used it a few times, but nothing ever really consistent, so I still don't know how I really feel about this palette. So I'm really happy I got to pick this one, and the color that I picked is Want You Back. So it is this a little deeper kind of matte brown shade right here. It looks really promising and it looks very warm toned, which is something I like. So oh yeah, that's pretty. They probably could work together really well, so I'm excited to have those two. The next shade is from Urban Decay. This is from the Lightbeam eyeshadow palette. I just bought this palette 2 months ago, I think. I showed it to you when I got it. So this is a brand new palette for me. I haven't even swatched it. And the color I picked here is Nudie, which is the first shade right up here. It's a nude color. Let's see, it's matte. It looks like there's no shimmer in there. It would be great if I'm not working on Lace Teddy already, because I think this will be a good all over the lid kind of setting color, but I can definitely make it work. It's an easy to use nudie shade really, so I can't complain about that. And the very last color my randomizer picked for me is from my Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette again. See what I mean? I kept on going back to the same palettes. So I already worked on a gold color. This is 1987 in this project. So you can see it has pan, so I already worked on that one. And this time around it picked this one for me. This is in the color Pop. So it's just a lighter kind of shimmery color. I mean, it's gonna be easy to use. I'm not complaining about it, but what are the odds? So let me give you a swatch here. So I think you can see it down there. It's just a very shimmery kind of color. It's very pretty. I could probably even use it on my face as a highlight if I want to, but I'm gonna try to use it on my eyes first. And I mean, those 4 shades work together great, and what a cohesive color theme. I'm really happy about that. And just for the sake of it, I think I should give you a swatch of Too Faced Lace Taddy, the one I would be working on still next month. So you can see how all 5 shades work together here. It's probably a little harder to see because this one is really light right down here. It's a little pinkish, maybe you could tell, but it's really close to my skin tone. That's why I use it to set my eye primers all over. Yeah, I mean, those 5 shades could be really good together, and I want to come up with a look that I can use all 5 at once. That way I can move them along faster, definitely. But I'm really excited about this color theme. I think especially the red or reddish pink one here, it really made the rest of them pop. You know, if I don't have that one, it would just be kind of boring. So I think that's a really good color story. I can't be happier about this. So let's see what I can do next update, even though, I don't know, my baby's due soon. So I might not be able to do as well, but at the same time I might just be late for my update. Who knows? We'll see about that. But as for now, I'm gonna be working on those, and I hope I can make some good changes. But regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this update, and if you did, don't forget to give me a like, subscribe to my channel, and thank you guys for watching. Bye.